Okay. Ishal, what's P star? Equilibrium, right. Thank you. So once again, we've got P star equilibrium. So P3 must be, therefore, Phoebe, what's P3?
Is it equal
How is it equal to P star when it's down here? Right, so what's it called if it's not equilibrium? Disequilibrium, okay. So P3 is disequilibrium. Okay, so Phoebe, I'd like to know a bit more about that then, please, about this disequilibrium. So, yeah, demand does not equal supply. And can you fill us in a bit more on that? So what do we need to highlight on the diagram to say exactly what's going on here? I mean, we're just doing a mirror image, really, of the one that you've just done. So what do we need to identify at P3? Well, what did we identify in the previous diagram, P2? What 2 points did we look for? The quantity what? Right, so we looked for a demand and we looked for... Right, so what do we do here? Okay, so can you tell me where the quantity supplied is, first of all? Is it high or is it low? Okay, why? So if I said come up and just come up to the board, please. Yeah. Right, so stand over there 2 meters away. So you should point at the dial. Show me where quantity supplied is at P3.
there?
Supply.
Oh, I mean there, and then that's demand.
Right. Okay. Good. Right. Sit down, please. Thank you. The starring role in the video as well, Phoebe. Right. So that's QS3, and that's QD3. Okay, so Phoebe, keep going. QD and QS, what can we say? Which is bigger?
QD.
Why?
Because
In your answer, I want some reference to the origin.
it's bigger with demand.
Right, thank you. So QD is bigger than QS in this case. And we would call that, please, Phoebe. So I want the word excess in your answer. I want the word excess in your answer. What was it called in the previous one? As we know, what did you know in your study file, in your exercise book for the previous one? What was it called? Excess what? Right. So what's this called? Correct. Thank you. So QD being bigger than QS, that's known as excess demand. Right. I gave you an example the last time about Beverly there making phones, and she's got a whole warehouse stocked full of them, so she's got excess supply. So this time, Kamitha, you give us an example whereby we would find excess demand for something. So explain how that would work practically in real life. Possibly, depends on your explanation. Go on.
There's a lot of people and then you get a lot of houses, but there's not as much houses to like give them homes. So we need to make more.
Okay, so housing is a great example, actually. Yes, so very good. Housing is a tremendous example. There are far too many people wanting to buy a house and not enough houses being built. So the demand for houses, you might have, the government's pledged this year that they'll build 300,000 houses. So that's the supply. But there are many multiples of that who want to buy a house. So the demand's bigger than the supply. Now, in order to make the market, the housing market, Kamitha, in order to make the housing market do what? The special term we talked about in the previous one. In order to make it clear, what then happens?
The supply has to
No. So first of all, the supply of houses cannot just increase like that. You can't say tomorrow I want 300,000 new houses because there's a certain lead time to build houses. This is Kamitha's section. Go on.
the demand has to increase.
No, we've already got too much demand.
Does the price have to change?
Why?
So that I don't know.
Okay, I'm a house builder, right? Ahmad, Helen, Charlotte, go over there. On your feet, go on, quickly. Quick, chop chop. Don't worry, you're not going to be on camera. Don't worry. Right over. Okay, now I'm going to give you, Helen, hypothetically £100,000, you 200,000, and you 300,000. Okay, Charlotte.
Yeah.
Okay, don't look so miserable, Charlotte. This is fun. Right. So I'm the house builder. I've got one house, and it's £100. Who can afford it? Put your hand. Helen, can you afford it? Given the money I've just given you. Can you afford it? Can you? Right. Okay. So I'm the house builder. So I now see there's 3 people want the house. I'm now going to say, right, now the house, it's £200. Can you afford it?
Yeah.
You've got £100.
Oh. No.
100,000. Well, what?
Yeah.
No.
I don't get wait, what?
The house is now 200,000. You've only got £100,000.
Okay, yeah, then, no.
Right, sit down. Okay. So now in the market for this house, now we've only got 2 people. Can you afford it, Ahmad? And Charlotte, can you afford it? Okay. So now we've got 2 people in the market for the house, and I'm going to increase the price to 300,000. Ahmad, can you afford it? Sit down, please. Charlotte, can you afford it?
Yeah.
Right. So the movement of the price, it effectively prices these 2 out of the market, right? They're no longer able to demand it. So effectively the price shuts them out, okay? And then we simply have the one person left. And now, what's the demand? 1. What's the supply? 1 house. Therefore, we are back in equilibrium. The market has, right, stop shouting out the answer, please. The market has cleared. Sorry? No. So effectively, price acts in an economy as, it acts as a rationing device. So the houses have been rationed out to those who can afford it. And in this instance, it's only Charlotte that can afford it. Nobody else can, because I've priced them all out of the market. And in that way, you help the market then to clear once again. Okay, thank you, Charlotte, for being such a willing participant in that game. Okay, so the price then, Kamitha, will... Right. So excess demand causes price to rise. Until, Kamitha, the market clears. Okay, now, just to finish, up, up. So going up the curves this time. Now, Ruby, just to make sure that we're okay on this, we'll come back to you on this. So, Ruby, this time what's happened to demand? Bearing in mind, thank you, very good. So demand this time is now, we've got a contraction of demand. And supply, Ali? Sorry? Well, supply, Ali, we're moving this way. We're moving away from. We've got an expansion of supply. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Right, we'll stop there. Can you get your study files out, please? What I need you to do in preparation for next week is I need you to copy into your exercise book the table on page 27. You can, yes. So copy the table on page 27 into your exercise book, please. Okay, cookie.